Alright, well in this video we're going to talk about probabilities again, but this time we talk about multiplying probabilities. So we're going to be using AND statements. When you were adding, if you remember, we were using OR statements. You could get boys or girls, you could get nines or tens, you could get clubs or kings. In this one, we're going to be talking about AND. So in this first case, I have a dice and a coin, and I'm wondering, what is the probability of rolling a 1 and a heads? Okay, well, the probability of, let's change color here. The probability of getting a 1 is equal to 1 out of 6 on a dice, right? There's 6 sides on the dice, and you can get 1 out of 6 to get that. One of those sides has would be a 1. The probability of rolling a heads on a regular coin would be 1 out of 2. And notice I'm saying I want a 1 and, that's a big difference, a head, not or. In this case, when you have that word and, immediately that should trigger multiply. So you have to take the probability of rolling the 1 and multiply it by the probability of rolling the heads, which simply means that I take 1/6 times 1/2 equals 1/12. So this is your answer, and at this point you must stop the video and ask yourself, do I need to listen to that again? That's a lot of information. Some of you are hearing it for the first time in a few years, and it's been a long time since you've heard that. So remember and think about the difference between and versus when we were adding probabilities and we kept using the word or. Now we're going to go to the next page. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about marbles in a bag. Let's, for instance, say that we have 12 red marbles, 9 blue marbles, 11 yellow marbles, and 8 green marbles in a bag. And your job is to reach in and pick out 2. You're going to pick 2 marbles, but you're not replacing them. So you pick one, you look at it, you put it out, and you pick another one. So we pick 2 without replacement. And you're going to hear that. That means you grab in and you've got 2 marbles in your hand. You don't put one, look at it, put it back, and then pick the second one. Okay, so the question here is going to be, what is the probability of getting a red and a blue? Okay, notice the word and. Well, how many marbles total do I have in the bag in the beginning? You got to go back up and you got to add them all up. What's 12 plus 9 plus 11 plus 8? Okay, 12 plus 9 plus 11 plus 8 is equal to 40 total. That's important. So now you can say, okay, well, if there's 40 total marbles, that means the probability of having red would be 12 out of 40. And the probability of having blue would be 9 out of 40. But that's where the really important term without replacement comes in. So you got to be careful, because we're not actually 9 out of 40 here. Okay, that would be wrong. When you took your first marble out, which was red, and you had 12 out of 40, you don't have 40 marbles in the drawer anymore. So you got to be careful. You got to be thinking about this. When you get around to that next blue marbles, you actually have 39 in the bag, so it's 9 out of 39. And then what do? You actually multiply those. So to write it a little bit more neatly, you would have 12 out of 40 times 9 out of 39, and that gives you a whopping total, after you multiply and simplify, that gives you a whopping total of 9 out of 130. Okay, you multiply and simplify to get there. So check the math on that, okay? Double check me and see if you can actually simplify and get it to that. Otherwise, stop the video, go back and check. Without replacement is a weird, difficult concept. We'll slide on to the next page. Okay, so here are the 2 questions I want you to do. But first, if you don't write down the question and show me what you're thinking, I'm going to assume that you copied the answer from someone else and you have no idea what you're doing. Okay? So good notes and good work means you actually will write down the question and then show me what you're doing by working out the steps like I have done in the previous examples. The first question is, you're going to roll these 2 dice, a red one and a blue one. Find the probability of getting a red 3 and a blue 5. So it's a red 3 and a blue 5. Notice the word and, okay? The second question, you have a bag full of marbles again. You have 8 blue, 6 red, 5 green. Choose 2 marbles from that bag without replacement. What's the probability that you will get a green and red? Okay, have fun with those, and make sure you show your work. If you don't show your work, I won't give you credit.